What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? You're on another episode of Chiefs Focus Live post-game report. AFC West champs, 8 straight years in a row. Jamar Chase, suck it. How you guys doing? Happy New Year's.
Fantastic. Happy New Year's,
Very
guys.
happy.
New Year's
I
Eve.
just wanted to give Lamar.
Oh shit! Here we go again.
That's all I wanted to give him because that motherfucker's out. He got no yards against us today. Nothing. He wasn't worried about nobody. He picked a fight with Snead because Snead was shutting his ass down all day long. Snead. They got to keep Snead. The need for Snead is here.
Yeah.
Willie Gay, Nick Bolton, everybody played out their fucking shoes. What a game. I'm happy. What's going on, guys?
Jamar Chase got shut down. Really, the whole offense did. They literally got shut out in the second half. Chiefs defense didn't allow a single point in the second half. Jamar Chase was the leading receiver for the Bengals with 3 receptions, 41 yards on 7 targets. He was the leading wide receiver.
41 yards. Ooh.
I mean,
that's funny.
Hey, and guess
41
what?
yards.
0 Super Bowl rings too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we got help by the
job.
refs. How about that one? Y'all got help. Accept it.
All right.
Oh, God.
General thoughts here on the game is just that defense is amazing still. Kansas City was pushing the ball down the field for the first time in weeks. I was happy to see that. That's something I would have never expected coming out of this offense. And I know that's strange to say, but we've all watched this team over the past, month and a half. To see them throw the ball down the field was nice. I know that this is a bad passing defense, but it was really nice to see not only the yards after the catch, but the fact that, that Justin Watson play where he caught that 41-yard pass. Rice was able to catch the ball down the field.
67 yards.
Yeah, so it was really nice to see them push the ball down the field, and every part of this defense was successful today, all 3 levels. I know that the Bengals were sort of gashing Kansas City early in the game, those first couple drives, but man, post second half, they tightened it up.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know who this guy is, but he's cracking me up with all this dumb shit. They lined off every play. Offsides every play. Yeah, they did. Sure. Okay.
Chris Jones is now half a sack away from getting $1 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
He got 1 sack today, and he is half a sack away from 10. So if he gets
how
half
about
a
the
sack
fucking 5 straight sacks, Quentin? Like 5 straight sacks.
It was
nice.
Look, Spagnuolo knew that second half and those last 3 drives when they were desperate to try and move the ball down the field.
Yeah.
I mean, that defensive line stepped up, and that's sort of that championship caliber, right? The good players, the good players play good. The great players step up when they're needed most, and everybody on that defensive line, from Jones to Karlaftis, everybody, even Justin Reed got 2 sacks on those back-to-back plays. So everybody on that defensive line, that secondary, it was fantastic to see. Tony Romo kept talking about it on the broadcast. If you get past that 21,
yeah, he was pro Bengals the whole time. He pissed me off a few times, but that's okay.
Past that 21-point margin for Kansas City, they are undefeated this year when they score 21 more points. So this is just the way that Kansas City's going to have to play football, and I'm okay with it because this offense seemed to have found something.
Yep. You know what else they found?
One thing I noticed, though, is that there was only one bad play call. It was to Kelsey and screen, but Kelsey just wasn't there today. And I don't know what's going on.
He's hurt. He's actually injured.
Yeah, it's just you can tell it's just not. It's not.
Yeah,
Kelsey.
he's injured. He's just not. He's just injured.
1,000 yards.
Yeah, he'll get it. He's about 20. He's got 14 yards to go.
Okay, well,
he literally has 968.
Okay, yeah, well, he needs to get it.
That's actually pregame, Quentin.
Okay,
he's got a little more than that. He needed 32 coming in, and he picked up, I think, 14 today. From that.
16.
16. So he's 16 yards away.
Okay, so he'll get that next game, hopefully.
Yeah, he will. There's no doubt. It's going against the Chargers. Yeah, he's going to get it. Probably going to have a 150-yard game. Injured. But, feeding off what you said, you're right, Quentin. Great players step up when it's needed, unless you're Jamar Chase. Then you don't step up. you catch for 41 yards and no touchdowns and start a fight because he didn't step up when they needed him. And sorry to say, but Jake Browning's been playing better than their fucking starter that just picked up a $275 million contract. So it is what it is. I think the Bengals run is done when it comes to this shit. You can bring Joe Burrow back, but people have keyed in on what they need to do, and they're going to have to make some significant changes to be even in the talks with the Chiefs, even though the Chiefs have played bad this year. You know, to be in the talks with the Chiefs, the Bills, the Ravens, any of those other good football teams, you're going to have to make significant changes, and that's not there. It's not there. They don't have the opportunity to do it.
Yeah, they're going to have to play some people. And plus, they gave Orlando Brown that contract, and he didn't do the best today. So
no, he did not. And
that offensive line just folded pretty quickly.
Yep.
I mean, I'll push back on your take on just the Bengals in general, but we can have that conversation in the offseason. Well, the Chiefs offseason, the Bengals offseason starts next week.
Yeah. Well, it started about 5 minutes ago. So
yeah. Let's. You guys just want to start with our offensive MVPs? I know we can go Caleb, JP, and then myself.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So offensive MVP for me, I got to give it to Pacheco. He set the tone. He needs to have the ball given to him 15 times a game. I know they don't want to do that, but that's what they're going to have to do in order to win these games moving forward because he broke a couple big runs. They had over 100 yards. They have to continue.
Yards.
They have to give Pacheco at least 10 to 15 touches a game. They have to.
The man broke. Do you understand that he is over? He's got 1,100 all-purpose yards.
That's good.
I mean, that's insane to think that this second-year player in a Chiefs offense comes out with 1,100 all-purpose yards. We haven't seen this since Kareem Hunt. So you're right. That balances this team out.
They have to.
Balances this team out.
Have to 10 to 15 a game.
He had 18 carries, 7 receptions, ended the game with 155 all-purpose yards. He had that 37-yard run. I mean, he was that 37-yard run really changed the game, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it broke the game open. That was one of the biggest plays of the day. And I'm there with you. Pacheco deserves to be. Someone needs to, get him a bottle of something, for New Year's because that was a fantastic game for him. He was ready to play, and I didn't think he was even going to play because he was in concussion protocol on Monday. So when Pacheco was out on the field, I was like, oh damn.
Well, hey, look, we talked about it, Quentin, on Tuesday. They said, in fact, I asked Tuesday and Wednesday, and they said there's no possibility he's going to be ready.
I know. That was all the reporting out there was that, he's not going to start. He's not going to start. He's not coming in. They kept labeling him questionable all week, and he's in there. So obviously, huge part of the offense. He set the tone early. When Kansas City couldn't find something, it was just handed Pacheco. And 155 yards from your running back.
That's what we have to do.
He kept the Chiefs in the game when the passing game kept spinning his wheels.
Yeah.
All right, JP,
I got to tell you, I have to give it to Rashee Rice. Look, man, this kid, do you realize he's 60 yards away from 1,000 yards on the season? He's broken every fucking Chiefs record except for Dwayne Bowes right now. He actually surpassed Juju Smith-Schuster's numbers from last year. He's already surpassed him. He surpassed his touchdowns a long time ago, and by a large margin, by 4 so far. But he is such a dominant player, and he opens the field up so much. But we know what we learned today that we didn't already know, Dirk? MVS sucks. And when he's he sucks. And when he's not, I swear to God, somebody's paying him to fucking miss balls. There's no possibility anybody can be that fucking bad and make that kind of money. Virtually impossible. How do you make $10 million a year, $4 million more than the entire offensive group combined, and drop every pass that's thrown to you? And then you put Rashee Rice out there and he goes for 67 yards. Justin Watson, 47 yards.
And I would say that 67-yard play was the play of the game by Rice. I agree with that whole sentiment that you just had. Rice had 5 receptions on 127 yards on 6 targets, so he only had the 1 miss. Rice is the biggest receiving weapon that we have by far. More than Kelsey. By far, Rice is the best offensive receiving weapon that we have on this offense. Just fantastic play. As for me, for my offensive player of the game, I kind of just want to give it to Andy Reid. I know it's a little unconventional. I don't think I've done this year, so I don't feel bad about it. But Josh Jacober in the chat has a great point. He says, I think keeping the offense, quote, basic help.
Yep.
I agree with you. How many times did Tony Romo bring up, he's like, hey, this was a play they ran like 2 years ago. This is a play where, hey, you would have this guy run here, and they've done this for a long time. Absolutely.
Yep.
They weren't trying to do anything new. They just said, hey, Patrick Mahomes, you know this play. These guys should know the play by now. Let's just run this play. And they did it, and it was successful. That's where the Watson 41-yard long pass came off of. It came off of that little crossing route deep down the field, the post route. Those are the kind of plays that open the board and just allow you to do some of this downfield stuff. So I'm going to give it to Andy Reid, even though it's a cop-out, but I'm sticking with it.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that because you know what? He took over the play calling for the most part.
Thank God. Hold on. Real quick. Was Nagy the one who called that screen pass?
Yes.
Okay, they need to go. 2015 called. We don't need that ever again. I need to stop seeing those passes.
So I will tell you that Nagy called 25% of the plays in this game from what the text I got said. He called about 25% of the plays. Andy called the rest. From the second half on, it was all Andy. From the third quarter on, it was all Andy.
Yeah.
So, it's a testament. It tells you a lot. And I am extremely impressed with the way everybody played for the other than MVS. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but he was benched after that last drop. He didn't go out there again.
Catch. Now, the one where he threw it at Mahomes, it was kind of like here.
Now, that I don't blame him. He should have caught that ball. He should have caught it.
That was on both of them. But it's just
but a good wide receiver would have caught that.
Exactly.
A good wide receiver. I mean, look, Rice would have caught that ball.
Especially with the gloves. Especially with the gloves that you're wearing. I don't know if anybody. I don't know if you've ever had those gloves. I felt them. They are sticky, man.
I've got a pair. I've got a pair back here. They're fucking like glue.
That's why 5-10 years ago, one of those passes, it's like, it's a little behind you, it's a little in front of you. I get why you missed it, but if you're wearing those gloves, you should be able to catch that stuff because the gloves are doing the majority of the work for you.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
What's up? What's up?
You guys want to? Caleb, you want to talk about your defensive player? Your defensive MVP?
Defensive MVP, I'm giving it to Nick Bolton. He's the captain of the defense. He's getting them lined up. He's doing what he's supposed to do week in, week out. If Willie Gay leaves, I expect Nick Bolton to even have a bigger contributing role. I want them to try to keep all these defensive plays together, but what Nick Bolton's been able to do week in and week out has shown me this guy is better than Derek Johnson. He's better than him.
Nick Bolton, I agree with you. Great. I agree with you. He had great plays today. He led the team in tackles with 13. He had 9 solo tackles. And look, the Bengals were trying to move the field vertically and horizontally that whole game. Their quarterback continued to move out of the pocket and kept moving some guys around in the first half. And in that second half, defensive linemen and linebackers kept him from getting a lot of those quarterback scrambles that were happening in the first half. And Nick Bolton was a big part of that because he was moving along, sort of spying, but also playing in zone coverage. So, yeah, I agree that Nick Bolton was a huge part of this defense today and one of the reasons why Kansas City was able to shut them out in the second half. Great pick. JP?
I agree. It's very easy to go with L'Jarius Sneed because L'Jarius Sneed, again, is now 16 games into not allowing a touchdown. He is ranked number 2 in the NFL in the cornerback room. I have to say this, though. Look, fucking Willie Gay, bro. That guy, he read it out and he put him on his back. He sniffed that play out like none other. I can't say enough about Willie Gay, and we have to keep him. He complements the entire linebacker room. Whoever is on the field, Willie Gay complements them. We have to keep him. We don't have a choice. If I had my choice right now between him and Bolton and then maybe keep one other guy, I'd let the other ones go. Because if I'm going to dump somebody, it sure as fuck ain't Willie Gay. I'm sorry. It's just not. He's just too good, dude. He's too good. He's way too good. It's insane. These guys complement themselves too well. Willie Gay and Nick Bolton are too good together, and you can't break up those two guys. You can break up the other ones, but you can't break up them.
I forgot the number 43, not Tranquil, the other linebacker.
Leo Chenal?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's
not nearly as good as Willie Gay.
I know, but we'll see.
He's nowhere near as good as Willie Gay.
You know what? This is a happy show, so I won't poop on your party. You know, I won't destroy your parade.
You're a party pooper, and you're going to a party, and you're going to go poop in that party. I have a feeling you have to poop right now, and you're going to go to the party and poop.
So, man, you guys left me a ton of options because I think Trent McDuffie and Snead both deserves all the credit in the world for being able to shut down the wide receiver group. I mean, like we just brought up not that long ago, the leading receiver for the Bengals was Jamar Chase with 41 yards on 3 receptions. And half of that came off of 1 catch. So, Justin Reed basically sealed the game out on that drive with back-to-back sacks, and he was all over the backfield. So if you guys were to pick any one of those 3, I wouldn't be upset. I just think I have to go with Snead just because he was one-on-one with Chase the entire game. And I know the box score isn't going to do him a lot of justice because the ball wasn't thrown to Jamar Chase a ton in this game. So
you couldn't.
Look, Snead was injured. We didn't know if he was going to play. He was another one of those guys that was questionable. He strained his calf last week, and we didn't know if he was going to play. And he stepped up to the plate. He said, I'm not missing this game. Kansas City, we're facing a great wide receiver and a great wide receiver core. So we know that the team needs me in order to win this game. And he stepped up. So I'm going to give it to Snead, not only because he traveled with Chase for a majority of the game, but he was injured, stepped up to the plate, and was successful. But other guys like McDuffie and Reed need to be brought up in this conversation.
Oh, absolutely. So look, man, and people were complaining about the defensive line in the first quarter, and I can kind of understand that. They were letting the run get to them. The run defense wasn't there. But then I don't know if you guys noticed, but we went to a 4-3 for a while in the first quarter of the game instead of a 3-4. And that did hurt us a little bit.
Yeah.
We know the difference now. It's absolutely there. We know the difference. So you have to balance that out, and that's what they did very well. The other thing that they did very well, and I want to bring this up because this is something Mahomes and Kelsey made sure they were going to do. They actually had a conversation and said, if we see something on the field that we do not like, change it up. Change it up. And Mahomes did that. He went in and he made the adjustments that he needed to make. He ran the ball when he needed to run the ball, and we won the game. And look, not only that, when they denied Mahomes that first down on that run of his, he came back and just got it anyway.
He had very much a over my dead body mentality today.
Absolutely.
That was the mentality. It was we're not losing this game. I'll carry the whole damn team on my back if I have to. This was an over my dead body type mentality, and we know how competitive he is just by watching him play. But today was another level, and I think that, man, he was ready to come out and play, and that definitely helped. With this offense get going, despite the fact that they had 5 field goals. If you were playing Harrison Butker and your finale of your fantasy football week, congratulations, because you probably just won. He had what? One field goal over 50 yards. A couple, one was a 48, one was a 45. I mean,
look, I'll find it for you.
He was just ready to go. 6 field goals, 54 was his long. I mean, damn. Plus the PAT that he got, man. Harrison Butker. We don't do specialist, MVPs.
21 points in your kicker.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane to have that many points from one. But do you guys remember? Was it 2020? I believe 1 year, and I don't remember which year that was. He actually scored more points by himself than the entire Broncos team did as a whole. And I want to say it was like 141 points or something fucking insane. But Butker's the best kicker in football right now. Yeah, he's missed a couple this year.
Literally 2.
That's what I mean. And it took 15 games for him to do it. I'm okay with that. I mean, look, it is what it is. In one of the games, the balls were underinflated a little bit, and that does hurt the kicker. No matter what people want to say, it does hurt you. So, especially when you're used to kicking with a certain inflation. And it was on both sides of the ball. It wasn't just the fucking Patriots or the Chiefs. It's the officials' job to do that. But regardless, this entire defense, special teams, the one mistake I've seen and the only mistake I've seen was when Richie James decided to bring it out of the end zone.
Yeah, that was frustrating, but it.
But he saw something, and here's the thing: he saw something. That was my whole thing. At first, because I'm a little bit behind, and when it came across the PSF chat, he goes, "He got 3 yards," and I went, "Oh fuck, what the hell was he thinking about?" But then I thought, okay, wait a minute, he's not stupid. And after I watched it, he had seen something, or he wouldn't have brought it out. It's that simple. He's not a stupid individual. He's got a very high football IQ. This entire team stepped up to the plate today against him. And I'm going to give it to Jake Browning. Give this kid his props.
Absolutely.
Somebody's going to take him next year as a starter. Unless, and something was brought up to me today that I didn't even think about, unless the Bengals said, wait a minute, because their owner's cheap, did we just give Joe Burrow $275 million? I wonder if somebody will trade him out because it looks like. Wait a minute, hold on.
No, I'm not.
Our window's kind of closing anyway right now. No. Why not? But you never know.
JP, you say stuff, and it's just like
now I
gotta respond, and then you're gonna be like, Quentin.
Think about it. It's kind of funny, but you said the same thing that you said. Rice wouldn't get over 250 yards this year, and he's almost at 1,000.
Whoa! I
got it. So anybody that was on this show, Philip, I know you're here.
My point was not about talent. See, you say stuff like that, and you're going to make me look like that I didn't believe in Rice. My point was nothing about the talent level. I like the talent level. My point was the opportunities. I didn't know that the rest of the wide receiver group was going to be out there dropping balls like New York's going to do later tonight. I assumed that they were going to be at least decent. So you say stuff like that, and you gave me the name and the doubter, and now people who are watching are going to be all like, well, this guy sucks. I don't want to listen to him.
He's a doubter.
Context matters.
You're a doubter.
Pulling that crap out of context.
But then wait, about week 6, I think.
I don't know. Philip, stop it.
Wait a minute. Hey, Philip, do you remember week 6, about 22 minutes into the show, because I actually looked it up before this one, I told Quentin, hey, man, it looks like he might get 1,000 yards. Oh, you're fucking crazy. He's not going to get 1,000 yards. You have lost your mind.
First of all, there's no chance he doesn't get 1,000 yards.
But he's 60 yards away from it.
I'm sorry. Is he at 1,000 yards? And there's a good chance that guys get rested next week.
Hey, he's not getting rested because he's a rookie. And let's say this. He's playing the fucking Chargers next week.
I know.
Think he ain't getting 60 yards. Okay, well, we had a bet, and you're going to renege on it because we made a bet. I said, you owe me either some Gates barbecue or something if he hits 1,000 yards. It's on.
I think we need a replay.
It's recorded. It's here. Where's the fucking flag? Where's the flag?
Phillip,
I need the flag.
What? Hold on. I will give Philip his props. I was wrong about him getting the 800-yard mark. That's true. Philip, you were correct. I was wrong. I'm okay with that. I can live with that. All right.
You just can't give me the props because I said he was going to be
because he's not at 1,000 yards.
No, I said at the beginning of the season, I said he could be an 800 to 1,000-yard wide receiver, and you went crazy and said there's no way it's not going to happen.
If he reaches 1,000.
He's already passed 800. He's passed 900. Now he needs 60. What? How many, Philip? How many Phillips he need? 60 yards. I think it's 60 yards.
Hey, you know what? If we're going to do this, then we got to roll back all the times where you were wrong and I was right. It's a much longer list.
Hey. We'll be here all night.
We will be here all night.
All I know is that we made a bet, and you're going to owe me. If he gets to 1,000 yards, you're going to owe me.
This is the end of the show. We're already over. I should be at my party already.
Yeah, you should be pooping on that party instead of this one.
Stouts.
That's right. You should be pooping on that party instead of this one. But hey, let's
true.
Look at it like this. We are right now.
Thank you, Joseph. I appreciate the support.
Absolutely. But we knew he wasn't going to. We knew he wasn't going to, and he didn't. He's our leading. Look, do you realize that our receivers go like this? Rashee Rice, number 1. Travis Kelce, number 2. Justin Watson, number 3. That's our top 3 wide receivers right now. And I agree with you on this, Quentin. Who the fuck would have ever thought that? Who would have ever thought? I mean, I thought Rashee Rice would be up there.
Look,
but I never
here's
thought
all
Justin Watson would be the number 3 wide receiver in our league right now. Or
here's
in our
what I'll
team.
say about my take. I'll keep defending the fact that I had that take. I don't think the take was bad, but I was wrong, and I can accept that. I don't think that I pulled this out of my ass out of nowhere to have to take that wide receivers in the Andy Reid scheme struggle historically. He's had 2 guys that have had decent years as rookies.
3.
And other than that, there's no context of it. So I will continue to say that my take wasn't necessarily wrong to have said take, but the fact that he wasn't going to be an 800 wide receiver. Thank you, Philip. I was going to get to that. Yeah. And I was wrong about, the fact that he was going to be one of the best receivers in the group in terms of the statistics, not the talent level. Also, there's another wide receiver that you talked up for about, 18 months.
I know, and I was wrong about him. So far, I've been wrong about him, but he hasn't had a chance to play. So, and by the way, McCole never saw the field today. Never saw the field once, which he was active. And I was a little surprised at that, especially in the first few minutes of the game because, it wasn't looking great. They should have put, and I think they're moving forward, especially into the playoffs. You're going to see a lot less MVS and a lot more Rashee Rice, McCall Hardman, guys like that out on the field, going deep. That's what's going to happen.
You might see, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him next week, just because you are, in theory at least, going to be benching some guys. So if you're coming back from injury, they pulled you off the IR. You're sort of in there. You're still towards the bottom of the depth chart. I think we see a lot more of McCole next week, but we will talk about that on Tuesday when we have our Tuesday show, when we give our final thoughts and heading into the next week. So,
yes. And remember,
that's
everybody,
all I have.
That's all Quentin's got. He's got to go to a party. He's got to poop somewhere. We
put that
are
in
on
short.
PSF We're on PSF during every game. It's fun. Joe's on it every week. He has a blast. We had a bunch of new guys join today. It's been a lot of fun. Make sure you join, like and subscribe this page. Tell your friends. And I'm going to be pulling out of the hat because somebody is going to get a rookie, my only first and last rookie Nick Bolton jersey because we won by 7+ points. And that's what I put out on Twitter, and that's what we did. Doesn't matter how we won it, and somebody's getting a jersey. So make sure you join PSF. I hope everybody has a great New Year. Quentin, be very careful. Whatever you do tonight,
I'm a responsible adult. And Happy New Year's to everybody. Happy New Year's to Joseph because he supports me specifically, and he just put that in the chat. So Happy New Year's, everybody. Be safe. Have a designated driver and all that fun stuff.
Yes, do that. Quentin, call an Uber. And we will talk to you guys again. When is it? Tuesday? Oh, one other thing. Cincinnati is out of the playoffs, and so is the Raiders. The Denver Broncos actually have a better shot than anybody.
They also got kicked out of the AFC West today.
Who, the Broncos?
Yes.
The Chiefs
How
did they get?
Yes, the Chiefs. The Chiefs
won.
So we knocked them
I thought
out.
it was just out. I thought it was just out of the to win the West. I thought they still had an opportunity. When Cincinnati lost, that gave them a bump in the playoffs because they were tied with the Bengals in every part of it, divisional wins and record. So I think the loss to Cincinnati gave the Broncos a little bump towards the playoffs. I think it's all going to now with them. It's going to hinge on next week, but we'll talk about it on Tuesday. Everybody, thanks for joining. Have a happy New Year. We'll talk to you later.